Okay, so it is pretty late. I don't really have a real idea of what I want to make this video about, but I did want to make something, so this is basically that. As of recently in my life, I've been really kind of having these like self-reflections with myself, and it's one of those things that it tends to be a lot harder to just sit there with yourself and kind of admit the fact that you're not where you want to be at in life. And I think a lot of times when we kind of reflect on the people who have got to where they want to be at from either worse situations or very similar situations, we almost have to automatically remember the fact that most people genuinely for the like majority of their lives had no clue what the hell was going to happen once they finally started doing what they were going to do, right? If they were somebody who was successful in the business world, maybe it was, sports, maybe it was some type of, really, basically a really high performance needed activity or whatever the case is to be successful. They didn't really have an idea of what success at the end would look like, right? Whereas we as people, because we have access to things like social media and all these other different platforms, you can see people who literally are at the end goal. They have all the money, they have the status, they have the achievements, the accolades, whatever the case is. We get a peek into what the end result will look like. And for a lot of people, either that's their driving force, and sometimes that's even the only reason they even do it in the first place. So, for myself personally, I had to honestly look back and ask myself, like, what is it that you want to do with content creation, with business, with anything? Like, what is the end result? Do you want a lifestyle? Do you want to be able to like make millions of dollars and say that you're successful? Do you want to be able to sit there and travel the world? What do you want to do? And it kind of was something I had to think about for a long time because when I was younger, I never really knew. I never really had much of a want for anything really. Like I kind of just wanted to play games in my room all day, not doing anything super, tedious or time exhausting. I just wanted to do stuff. I just wanted to literally play my game, go hang out with some friends. Like there's no real like end goal in terms of money. It was more or less what the things I could do with the money. And once I started getting older, obviously, things like expenses and bills started coming into play. And I had to realize, okay, well, I got to do something, right? Because I got to pay these bills. I got to make money. I got to do something. So I started to actually look into how do I make money online. And one of the main things I saw was like, hey, you can make videos, right? Now, for myself personally, I was trying to make videos when I was younger. I was doing, okay with it. It wasn't anything I really did to make money. I just like making videos. I like sitting there in front of a camera or recording myself doing something and seeing it on the video feed and being like, okay, that looks cool. Like I did that. I made that. And that's kind of what inspired me to continue making content up to where I'm at now. And I really want to lock back in with this and really make this into something that's going to get me to where I want to be at. Now, one of the main things I've noticed, and I've always had to ask myself a lot when I'm making these videos, is if you were to ask yourself when you were younger, when you wanted to make content, how did you think I would end up being as a person a couple years later making content? Like, basically, to summarize what I just said, do you think younger you would go back and watch your videos or your content or your business or whatever the case is? Basically, not go back because he's younger. So he basically, would he be okay with looking forward and seeing where you're at right now? And would he like what he saw? Right? Because obviously we all know that who you are 4 or 5 years ago is a completely different person. They're probably someone who had completely different ambitions. They weren't really, if you were younger, you weren't really aware of how the real world was. You were kind of just like, whatever, I'm in my room, I'm chilling, I'm in high school or I'm in middle school, I'm just playing video games, living my life. Um, would that person like to see you succeed the way you are now? It's constantly just going back to the younger self. There's a quote from Virgil Abloh, and I believe it goes something along the lines of everything I do is for my 17-year-old self. And I'm not exactly sure what Virgil was like at 17, but I imagine he was somebody who was ambitious and who had a lot of dreams. And obviously, he succeeded in completing a lot of them. So I would imagine that him saying something along the lines of me wanting to basically do things for my 17-year-old self was him fulfilling the things that his 17-year-old self had in store for him or saw him achieving at some point. And I myself feel the same way, right? I wouldn't say for myself at 17. At 17, I wasn't really sure, and I still am not sure, even at 20, which I know sounds pretty crazy. We always kind of create this conception that for some reason at 20, you're going to have everything figured out. Even though your 20s are literally your building period of your life, they're kind of like the years where you're just trying to figure everything out. But at the same time, you want to have a plan, but that plan never really goes through because you're like still trying to figure out how you're going to make it in the real world. And it's crazy, man. That's all I can really say. It's pretty crazy. But like I said, there's no real objective with this video. I just wanted to kind of get it out here and say something. I'm definitely coming back to YouTube a lot harder and a lot stronger for the next couple of years. So hopefully, if anybody's watching this and you know, were like, hey man, I want to see more videos from you. Like you made videos, you were doing okay with it, but I want to see more. So best believe we're coming back hot. And I definitely want to say that anybody that has, you know, watched this video or has continued watching my videos, I really appreciate it. I'm definitely trying to sort some stuff out, but best believe come back heavy. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to give a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, have a good day.